Hey YouTube, Brittany Crochet here. Um, Pardon me if this video is a bit all over the place. I'm just a little excited. Now initially my plan was to share a video about something a supplement that I've been taking. It's a actual tincture, black walnut, and I was doing a little bit of research, and then I came across some other information that I wanted to share with you guys. So I got a little excited. So I'm just going to share with you some really, really cool things that I learned. I mean, I knew some of them, but I've got a little bit more enlightening or a little bit more information on some things. And I felt that it's necessary for me to share it with my family. So, really quick, this black walnut tincture, I actually got this from Wegmans. Now, I initially got this as a mild detox, basically, if you will. However, there are a lot of benefits to not just black walnut, but walnut period. Now, walnut, there's several different properties that are beneficial to the body in terms of overall health, but it ties in with beauty because if your body's healthy, then you'll see that outwardly. Specifically, walnut, let me see, I wrote some things down here. Just bear with me a moment, guys. Now, specifically with the black walnuts, it is higher. There's a higher content of fatty acids and protein than the traditional English walnut, which is awesome because there's a higher concentration of omega-3s, which we know is beneficial for the heart. Without your heart being in a healthy state, your body's not in a healthy state. Well, it all ties in together. And then there are also antifungal properties, which is effective against candida. Now, I don't know if you guys know what candida is, but it is a very, very harmful yeast that many of us have growing inside of our bodies, especially in the gut, which is where the majority of our digestive system is. Point being is this specific, well, it's not really a fruit, but this specific nut or the contents from it in the tincture form helps to make the living conditions for the candida yeast unbearable. So it helps against that. And also it helps to fight against other fungal infections like athlete's foot, ringworm, jock itch, and a lot of other common infections. But I really, really felt that, and this was why I got it initially because of the candida, because my diet has not been the greatest, and neither has my child's. Life has changed, things happen, and sometimes you get away from living healthy, eating healthy, and doing those things that would keep you in tip-top shape. So when I've learned that black walnut is helpful in digestion and it helps to fight against the parasites that dwell within our body and are fed through the junk that we're constantly consuming, I jumped right on it. I jumped right on it, basically. And I felt like it was something that was worth sharing because the majority of us consume a standard American diet, which is pardon me, guys. I just get a little bit emotional when it comes to talking about this because what we eat on a day-to-day basis, it's so full of toxins. It's so full of things that are not good for us. And then the things that we think are good for us or are supposed to be good for us are inundated with parasites. They're inundated with genetically modified organisms. They're stripped of the nutritional value. So if you're not taking those steps to really, really stay on top of your diet and what you eat and what you drink, you're in a bad shape. You're pretty much you're pretty much fighting every day, whether or not you know it, to stay alive, basically. So I really, really felt that it was necessary to share about this black walnut, not just the tincture, but black walnut in itself. The walnut shells can actually be ground into a powder to apply to the face. Well, you mix it in with something else, but it's so beneficial for the skin. It's great for clearing up the skin, helping to remove blemishes, and that's a big deal, because a lot of times we as women, especially us women, we see things on our face. Our age shows specifically through our skin and from our appearance. And many of us are beating down the stores to go and get foundation to cover up our skin, and we're not taking care of the skin itself, which is the largest organ of the body. And again, I stress the fact that what you put in is what you get out. If you're not drinking your water, you're not getting your vegetables, you're not getting the nutrients that you need on a day-to-day basis, you're not going to see radiant skin. You're not going to see clear skin. Sometimes I take for granted what my skin looks like until I'm breaking out. And people tell me, well, you have great skin. I'm like, I don't really see it, but okay. And I actually pay attention to, well, I'm more mindful of it now because I'm getting older. But I pay attention to what I put in and the amount of water that I drink on a day-to-day basis. So it's important. It matters. And another great benefit of black walnut, aside from the fact that it aids in digestion, I did mention the fact that it's a higher concentration of omega-3s, which means it improves the heart health overall. Many of us suffer from heart disease, heart attacks. And again, that goes back to what you're putting in, which may be increasing your cholesterol levels, interfering with the blood flow, causing all kinds of issues with circulation. If you have a high concentration or a high amount of candida, it feeds off your blood. It's interfering with your blood flow to repair cells and feed the good bacteria, or even fuel your body the way that it should. So we're tearing ourselves down, guys, and we don't even realize it. We don't, because this is, a lot of us, we've been taught to eat a certain way, or it's been done for so long. This is how my mom did it. This is how her mom did it. Or this is how my dad did it, or his dad did it. So we don't know anything different. These things are foreign to us. But I care enough to share this with anyone that's watching. I mean, if you don't believe anything that I'm saying, don't watch. Don't. But I care enough to share it. Because I've seen a lot of people that I love, people close to, people I know, pass away from things that could have been reversed by what they eat. Food is not just something that to satisfy our hunger. Food is our medicine, guys. It is so pertinent and so important. It's imperative that we're knowledgeable of what we put in our bodies every day, not just on the surface, not just on the skin, but what we put in, what we eat, what we drink. And that's not to say that you can't consume something, indulge in things. There's a time and a place for everything, in moderation, by all means. But many of us, we eat this way every day. So just imagine if you're eating something that's overridden with toxins every day for about 30, 40 years of your life. That small amount of toxic matter builds up. The parasites continue to build and reproduce. What do you think is happening on the inside of your body? We all have cancerous cells. However, if you're feeding them, they're going to grow. They're going to multiply. So it really matters. And I got a bit off topic. Got a little bit on a tangent. But that's just because I'm so passionate about this. And I don't really have a whole lot of time to get really into what else I was going to initially talk about. I did have some notes on citrus, the benefits of, the benefits of lemon, and also the benefits of grapefruit, because I was going to make some citrus tea and head out. But I'll save that for another time. My intentions are not to make my YouTube videos too long, because I don't want people to feel like I'm repeating things or I'm dragging things out. So I'll keep this brief. And if time will allow, if my schedule permits, I will come back on later with a more structured video sharing the benefits of citrus and how it ties into beauty. Guys, I love you lots. If you like what I have to say, if you like where I'm going with these things, subscribe to the channel. Leave some comments below. I answer questions. Feel free to leave a question, leave a comment. It's appreciated. And share the video if you'd like. It's appreciated. Guys, I will talk to you soon. Love you lots. You be blessed and eat better. Later, guys.